ARTECH carries hundreds of tuning and cutting tools. Here we have several cutting tools. I'd like to start. First, this is a metal, or we call it a steel scraper. It's not used for scraping wax. In fact, we should never be scraping any waxes with a metal scraper. It takes the structure out of the base of the ski, thus causing the ski to run slower. In fact, what we do use it for is for base repairs. When we're P-texing holes in the base of the ski, we try to smooth out the base and then go over it with sandpaper to rough it up and give the base some structure. So this is used for smoothing the base after P-texing or filling gouges in the base of the ski. The metal scraper can be sharpened so that you get the proper use out of it. And this is usually done by putting a burr on the edge. Simply take it and put it down, and then take your file and run your file across. Yeah, I like to hold it in my hand and go like that. And we put a burr on it, and then once we do that, we push. We can actually make the scraper a little convex, and that will help cut across the P-tex material and smooth it out. Here we have a plexi scraper. This is a clear, hard plexi scraper. This happens to be 5 millimeters. They come in various thicknesses, 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 5. This 5 millimeter one works really well. It has a notch in it for coming and scraping the wax off the edges. It has a rounded section, which is also handy for scraping the wax off the sidewalls where the sidewalls might be rounded. It's extremely sharp, and we use this for not only scraping the wax off the skis from tip to tail, but we also use it for scraping P-tex after base filling. Okay, we might not always have a metal scraper, but an exceptionally sharp plexi scraper will do the trick. Probably one of the most feared files that we sell is the 12-inch Panzer file. This file will give you lots and lots of use over a period of time. We also have it in smaller models. Some of these come chromed, some come as a steel. This happens to be a steel one, less money. Steel does not last as long as a chromed Panzer file or any file. So look for that to be a factor in your purchases. Also the width. This particular Panzer file is a Wintersteiger one, and it's very similar to a Home & Co. Panzer mini Panzer file. This happens to be a Swix one, less money, easy to use, can be used for sidewall planing or for smoothing the base out after base repairs. Okay. Here is a medium chromed Swix file used in a file guide. It's used for edge shaping. These are my favorite files. They're made of tungsten carbide. This happens to be a Pro model. It shows you the direction of the cut. This is a single carbide model. Has just cutting blades at one end with two blue oxide stones at the other for polishing. The blue oxide stones tend to soften the edge, while these tend to cut it. They are great for not only sharpening the sidewalls and shaping the sidewalls, but also for shaping the side edge bevels. Not to be used on the base at all, just used as a side edge tool. All of these files, regardless of the size, can be used for shaping the edges at the beginning of the ski season. For a brand new pair of skis, shaping the edge and shaping the sidewall is really the first thing that you want to take part in doing, so that you get consistency in your side edge bevel angle. Right in front of me I have 5 files, and these are all your everyday work files. After shaping your edge with a Panzer file, you would immediately go to a chromed file. We highly recommend chrome over steel due to its versatility, durability, and the longevity in which you can use this particular file to get your money's worth out of it. This particular ARTECH file is made in Portugal. It's imported. It has smooth edges, which are great for base beveling on the shovels and the tails of the ski. Unlike the Swix files made in Switzerland, which tend to be square and flat on the sidewalls of the file, those can actually rip the tips and the tails, PTEX areas. So we like this file. The cost is about half for our ARTECH file, and yet it gives a premium result. We also have a great all-around tuning file. It's about 8 inches long, has an arrow to point in the direction of cutting. Anytime that you're cutting with a file, you want to make sure that you're going in the direction that the teeth are angled. If you go against it, then you're going to dull the file and lose the effectiveness of the file. Plus, you'll dull the file very, very quickly going in the opposite direction. Here we have a shorter file. These are roughly 4 inches, about 3 7/8 inch long. They come in chrome or steel, very easily used on file guides. They are easily clamped on and angled with, and some people even prefer to use 2 clamps with these. Try to avoid using it straight down the file guide, but at an angle so that it cuts well. Again, it has an arrow, so it's for direction of cutting. It's very good all-around file, probably one of our better sellers. The Swix files, made in Switzerland, are a little harder chromed, and being a harder chromed file will give you more durability. You'll also notice with the Swix files that they are a little wider, and being wider, you have more surface area to cut with. They come in 2 models in the 8-inch. One is a second cut. It's a little finer cut than the bastard file. The bastard file, during a close-up, you'll see is a little bit more aggressive with the angle of the teeth and the spacing of the teeth. The closer the teeth are to one another, the finer the file and the smoother the finish. For cleaning the files, we use one of 4 various types of file cards. These file cards or file brushes are great for cleaning out the files that get clogged up with sidewall material, base material, and also steel edge material. Simply hold the file in one hand and use the metal part of the card to pull across the teeth to clean it. And this will clean the file. Normally I do this over my waste paper basket, and to keep all the filings off of my bench and away from my waxing. You can also use just a basic one, which is less money. The advantage of this particular combi file card is that you can use it for cleaning off your bench as well and getting your bench cleaned up. Homocol makes a nice brass one. It's a little softer than the steel, less apt to dull the file, and it does work extremely well, but it's not as fine. So when you're working with cleaning the finer files, a metal file card works much, much better. Again, Swix does also have a lesser expensive brass bristled file card. After regular filing with the skis or sharpening the edge to get the proper edge angles, we then go to a sharpening mode where we hone the edge and take the striations out of the edge to make it as smooth as possible, thus as fast as possible. By doing some diamond filing with various grit diamond tools, we can smooth the edge to make sure that it will stay sharp longer. A ski edge that is not smooth will dull much quicker and be slower. This is a black or 100 grit stone. It's coarse, very coarse. It will last a lot longer. It's made by Diaface in Italy and distributed here in the U.S. A 200 grit red, okay, a little finer. Probably our most popular one is a 400 grit everyday Moonflex. These diamond strips are put on a plastic backing, so they do bend. Swix uses these same diamond strips on a metal backing so that they do not bend. Either way, you're going to get a good, sharp, clean edge. So for everyday maintenance, this is the tool one would use, and then maybe after 4 or 5 days of sharpening the skis, you would go back to the file to maintain the proper edge angle. The white and the blue, this would be a 600 grit followed by a 1500 grit. 1500 grit is more of a polishing diamond than anything else. Please keep in mind, though, that diamond files soften the edge. Chrome files soften the edge. After you're done shaping your edge, smoothing your edge, you want to harden the edge, and this is done with a ceramic stone. These are natural stones. They come in fine and coarse. They will last forever. They'll never wear out. They'll cut any metal known to man. You can clean them by putting them in your dishwasher. You'll actually see when using these on a file guide, the metal coming off and sticking to the stones. These are your last, this is the last thing that you would use in sharpening your edges so that the edge stays sharp longer. When using any of these diamond files and diamond products, you should use a polishing solution. A polishing solution that we use has many ingredients in it. It smells a little bit like cinnamon, but it's made for the industry for diamond hand cutting tools. This product will save you a lot of money, and you won't go through the number of diamond stones and diamond files that you normally would using them dry. When we're prepping new skis, we typically use our diamond files dry only because we don't want to discolor the sidewalls, and you can get a little bit of grit worked into the sidewalls when you're using the polishing solution. Again, it is a great must product, and we always, again, using any of these tools, use tuning gloves or waxing gloves. This concludes the section on cutting tools.